Hey guys, happy Tuesday. This week we are going to do something a little bit differently. Normally we tell stories and share different people's journeys. And while we'll still be kind of doing that a little bit today, is really going to be focused on rank advancements and helping you get set up for it, what to kind of do to prepare. It's not only about hitting these rank advancements, it's also going to be about stability, how you're going to help other people hit them, because you don't want to hit it one time and then lose it. Okay. And honestly, I have seen people do that. I have seen people hit these ranks, hit these bonuses, and then sit back and try to coast and their team crumble underneath of them. And they literally collected one check. Right. And that's never going to set your team up for success. And I can tell you, since 2017, when I first joined Lavelle, these rank advancements were on the table. I did hit the ranks very quickly. So it is possible. All right. It is possible. I don't want you to take any rank advancement off the table for yourself or for anybody that joins you. Because, like I said, I came in and it was 24 hours and I hit 4K. And I hit 12K in like 5 days. Now I had a network. So that was a very important thing to understand, is that I had been building my social media for like the 3.5 years prior to that. And, I had a plan though, and I'm going to tell you, it was a strategy that we started very early on. And it's actually what attracted me to Lavelle in the first place was one, the benefits of Thrive. Like I didn't I didn't even want to try the product, but then once I tried it, I fell in love with it and I couldn't wait to share it with everybody. But most importantly, I knew that people's pain points when it comes to a business like this or products like this always comes down to cost, not knowing people. Well, I don't know a single person that can't use some extra money right now, not a single person. And the fact that you can thrive for free, that was a selling point to me for both my customers and for promoters. The fact that there was no website fees, the fact that customers and promoters got a website fee and they could get referrals and all that, that was a selling point for me. The VIP bonuses, we didn't have VIP 400 back then. We only had VIP 800, VIP 1600. But you guys, VIPs are your gateway to 4K. Okay. They are your gateway to 4K, and VIPs are your gateway to every single rank advancement like that you want. And that, I mean, once you get there, once you help that person go VIP 800, VIP 1600, those people they enrolled, you're now in a chat with them. You're welcoming them, you're helping them get VIP, and it all is about the duplication process. You get two people go VIP 1600 and you're almost to 4K right there. Now they decide they want to go 4K, each one of those people, and guess what? You're on your way to 12K. And then each one of those people are helping their teams, and you're teaching this layered leadership as you're doing welcome calls, as you're doing VIP chats, as you're doing different stuff that, and I'm going to be honest, you're going to have to be aggressive with this if you want to hit certain things. The more people and the bigger the goal is, the more people you're going to have to help, the more committed you're going to need to be during this time. All right. And with that said, I know that Jackie's got like a lot of things that she wants to add today, but I do want to tell you guys, I have gone through and what I've been doing to prepare for this. And I highly suggest, if you have had team for some time, going down through, seeing where there has been volume, seeing where there has been activity, reaching out to those promoters, seeing who's doing what they want to go after. Okay. This is not a time to drag people along. You want to support people in their journey, no matter where they're at, but they can plug into team pages, they can plug into team chats, but you're not going to want to spend your time harping on people that just don't want to do anything. Okay. So I highly encourage you to reach out to promoters that are active. Reach out to people that have been active in the past, that have, grown their business in the past. See if they want to jump back in. I have a lot of people wanting to jump back in right now. Also, sending out customer follow ups. and seeing if any of those customers, listen, leave customers, but if they are in a position that they may want to grow a business or they may need extra money, customers are some of the best promoters. Okay, so if a customer is in a place that they want to grow a business, then this would be the time to flip. But if not, keep them a customer, because it's no quicker way to lose a customer than flipping them as a promoter before they're ready to actually promote. So 100% keep them a customer, but reach out to your customers, let them know, like, I'm sending out a newsletter. I normally send it out once a week, once we have like announcements and so forth. Normally after we hear Monday calls, I like to send out like a newsletter to my entire subscriber list, whether that's personally enrolled, that's my customers and so forth. And I let them know, like last week it was about my fresh meals. This was before the rank advancements were announced, so I have not sent out an email with the rank advancements yet, just because I want my list to be intentional. Everybody gets emails from the company, but guess what, guys? You want to send out stuff and do a follow-up with people. Maybe you send out emails, maybe you send out texts, maybe you send them out on social media. But every single time I've ever hit a rank advancement, and I know some of you guys were not on the call last night, that was uploaded. I just need to put the link on Facebook. But I have more experience than just with Lavelle rank bonuses. Okay. I did this in my first company. 4 times I hit rank advancement bonuses, 2 different years. One year I came home and hit 3 right in a row. The next year I came home and hit like $100,000 one. And it every single time. And then when I joined Lavelle, again, it came down to a couple of things. One, the duplication process, me being focused on who on my team wants to go with me. You got to find out who wants to go with you. 2, not being focused on the ones that don't, and focused on new. Okay, you got to be focused on new. Being loud about it, sharing about it. What can these bonuses do for you? So I encourage you to get up. Every single person that's telling me they want to go 4K, 12K, every rank so far, I've said I want you to put in front of you exactly what that will equal for you and your family if you hit this rank. Okay, if you get this bonus, what does it mean for you and your family? Okay, now every single person out there that you know that's struggling with groceries, gas, paying their bills, feeding their family, their kids are in extracurricular activity. I mean, I know a lot of people that are in like competitive cheer, pageants, all kinds of stuff like that. Amber's son is in motocross. I mean, literally, you guys, that stuff is very, very expensive. Okay. So as parents, we want to help our kids and provide our kids with an opportunity to be able to do these things that they dream, that they fall in love with, and they want to do. And a lot of times it comes a financial strain. Okay. So what would that mean? And you want to dream with the people, you guys, that you're talking to. Every single time I have somebody, I want to know why they want to hit it. What does this mean for them and their family? And I literally have put fireplaces and homes on dream boards. And that's what I did in 2017 when I joined Lavelle. I said, what does this mean for me and my family? And then what does it mean for each and every person that wanted to do it with me? And as we continued to grow, that dream board just got bigger and bigger and bigger. That vision board for that rank advancement through that entire season. And we were just hitting them left and right, but we were hitting them as a team in a massive way because we were focused on the duplication. And I do want to say that you have to know who's coming with you. You have to not lean on just who isn't. Okay. You have to say, how can I be loud? How can I get in front of people and let people know that I am serious about this? Okay. Where are you going to spend your focus? But go down through your organization. And I used to say, break down your trees, right? So like, for example, I said last night, I have somebody on level 1. It's a compression level 1 sponsorship tree that is actually like 12 levels deep. And she's been a goat with the company. Okay. As a 12K self-built 12K. And her and her husband's accounts have like 1,100 customers each. That's insane. But she's mainly gotten there by customers, right? She's not really ever been a team like builder. So she's actually running with Ultimate Thriver and so forth. But I am like, okay, intentional, like, hey, are you going to go for these or not? Anyways, my whole point in telling you this is that I want to break down these organizations and I want to see who's going for what, who wants to go for what. So I know who to check on, who to reach out to, who to say, hey, what can I help you with? Do you need help with your VIPs? Do you need me to be in three-way chats? Can I send some samples out for you? What promos can we run? Because it does take a push. We've said it briefly last night, but you guys, if somebody is sitting at 2,500 at the end of the month, then you bet your ass I'm going to be like, hey, who's in your VIP period? Who can we help thrive for free? Because that person can go 4K without a shadow of a doubt. Somebody's sitting at 9,000 going into the last day of the month. All right, let's look and see. Can anybody go 4K? Can anybody go VIP? Can anybody go Thrive for free? You guys, that volume creates like, I cannot even tell you how quickly you can create a crap ton of volume when everybody is running for something, when everybody's running to thrive for free, when everybody's running to help their customers thrive for free, when everybody's running to help cheer on that person that's trying to go VIP. And sometimes you just have to let it out and you have to let your team know, hey, I am this close. Will you push with me? Because you're going to be there to push with them. And then the same thing goes with don't be afraid to post on your social media. I am this close. And guess what, guys? When you say you're this close, not only are you saying, hey, if you've ever thought about ordering, like I'm not talking about like, oh, just order pity order for me. But yeah, I mean, sometimes people will because they like the products and, oh, yeah, I could use this or I could use that. Or I've been wanting to try this. And if it helps Amanda hit this, then great. But guess what? It also shows that it's possible. And I am very passionate about that. I am very passionate about if you don't show what's possible, nobody knows. And when you show what's possible, anything can happen. But break apart your organization, see exactly who it is that wants to run with you, put on and ask them, what are they going, like, what does this mean for their family? They need to have a conversation, you guys. I've had a conversation with my husband, and every single kid in this house knows the next 4 months, I am going to be working a lot, late nights, early mornings. And it doesn't have to be, I want to make sure you understand it's not all about what you see. Okay. It's not all about what you see. I am having conversations like I haven't had in, I can't even tell you how long. Like my list, like these are all lists. Okay. Well, not these. These are customers. This entire list, you guys, are all my personal customers. I don't even know how many there are here, like how many pages, but every one of these are customers that I am personally reaching out to. All right. They're in I've already uploaded them and I've already emailed, like I have them in an email file. I'm working on, and Amber, if you can, this is something that I have asked Cliff about, and I really, really think that we need to like speed tail this for IT. We need a way to organize reaching out to our downlines, especially downlines that have no longer active. We need to be able to reach out to their downlines, like have better access to their emails and phone numbers and so forth, just in a little bit more categories. Because if you ever look, if you pull up your sponsorship legs, oh lordy, it is hard because it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Anyways, I've tried every which way. If you have a hightail way that we can organize that a little bit better that you know of currently that we have, I would love to hear it. But I've talked to Cliff about some things that we need to have access to customers and their emails from different legs and so forth, but just so that we can have, I know he said we're working on it. They're working on like a better system for us, but you guys, if you can't access, I know you can click link, like you can click the emails directly a lot of times in cloud, but if you don't have an email and you don't have a phone number and you see volume coming, last resort, send a support ticket. They will let you know how to contact the person. I mean, that'll let them know that, hey, we need better access to this. You can mess. Yes, yes. That, and see, Amber just said it. You can email support and ask them, and they will help you guys. So if you ever can't get access to somebody, that's important. All right, I'm going to shut up for a second and let Jackie talk and
Hi,
get.
hi. Happy Tuesday, you guys. Like, oh yeah, if you guys were on last night's call with Amanda and I, like, great. I actually hosted a call at 6 o'clock this morning as well. Like, and all the calls, like, just since they've launched this, rank advancement bonus for Operation Winning, I am just repeating over and over and over the urgency of rank advancement. Okay, what's on the table right now? And basically that, like, if you've been here for a while and you did not get one of those rank advancements, like, now you have a chance, right? I don't know any other company in network marketing that gives you a second chance. Even if you've already hit this rank before, just last year they launched it so that if you had not hit your rank in those 6 months, that you'd be eligible for it again, right? So really beautiful. Take advantage of what is on the table for us right now with Lavelle. Because I'm sure it'll be back again, but now's the time, right? You need it now. You don't want to wait another year for something like this to come back. And like, we have time now. You're here now. Make your time worth it now, right? But first things first is, if you guys do not know what rank you guys are going for, because it's been like the past 6 months, like, who remembers what rank they hit in the last 6 months, especially if you're on that borderline, right? Go into your cloud office, go to reports. There's something that says rank history in your reports, and you'll be able to see. Take a look at July until now, right? What is the highest rank that you've hit from July until now? If it just says brand promoter, you're eligible for 4K, right? If you see 4K, you're eligible for 12K, and onward, right? So get aware of where you're at and what you're running for. Next step is, do you know what rank you're working on? And then, well, the next step after that is, do you know what rank your team is working on, right? So take a look at your organization and see who is still working. Ask them, what rank are you going for? Because your goal is my goal, right? That's how you help your team. Because whatever your team's goal is, their goal is also your goal, right? Because if they hit their goal, it's going to get you closer to yours. So there's that. And then you're also going to have people who have not been in the business in a while, right? And letting them know. My favorite thing to do when I'm reaching out to someone I haven't talked to for a while, I'll reach out to them, talk to them on a personal level, and just say, hey, I'm not sure if you saw, but Lavelle has the rank advancements back. Go take a look. Just log into your cloud office and check your rank for the past 6 months. Like, this is on the table for you, right? You're just presenting the opportunity to them that they're, and you know what? Going and digging through your cloud office to people who have already done this business, you don't have to train them much. They've already done it, right? Like, maybe they've already hit a rank before in the past. Like, it's so much easier to just get those same people, like, back on. If they've loved the products, it's just get them back on the products, right? Hey, like, this is here until April. Like, have you thought about thriving again? Like, hop on, just see if it ignites your fire again. If so, then these rank advancements are here. Like, let's go for it. I'm going to be on, right? Like, I'm going to be working. So those are things you guys can, like, take a look at, just to try to revive people. And then if not, like, and always getting brand new people is always, getting new people excited about Thrive is always, that never goes out of style, right? But I wanted to talk about rank advancements and just this season, because it is really a love and hate relationship with rank advancements for a lot of veterans who have been here for a while. And you do see it every year. Do you do something every year? I hope you do, but a lot of people, they don't, right? And a lot of the time we'll have people that quit, and then they'll come back. Like, I don't know if you guys see what's going on in the company, but there's plenty of people that have left Lavelle and they're coming back. They're not even coming back for the rank advancements. They're just coming back because they see My Fresh Meals coming out. They see that, like, it's just better here, right? They see that they've gone somewhere else and it didn't work out for them. And it's just like, a lot of people are coming back. And, the longer you're here, you're going to start seeing a lot of people come back. And you want them eventually to join with you, but they're not going to join with someone who's not consistent, or and maybe even if you are consistent, they just might join with different leadership just because they want something different, right? They just want to learn from other places, and that's fine. But I want to say this is that, when you're looking at your rank advancement goals, right? Get really personal about your why. what would that do for you? What would that rank advancement do for you? Whether that is going to be, yeah, I really need to build a team so that I can have sustainable income for the future, because that's what I really want, right? Like, don't just think about the bonus. Think about what happens with when you actually build properly, right? These bonuses are just incentives that yeah, they're bonuses. They're called bonuses for a reason. It's really the cherry on top, but it's not the whole meal, right? The whole meal is the residual income and like the impact that you like have for a long time, and just having this kind of opportunity have your back, right? Every year, year after year, right? I mean, how long has Amber been in this business? Amber Manico's sitting there is what, like 9 years or something? 10 years, you guys. Can you imagine having a solid business and income for 10 years? And like it just feels like you're just helping people, right? Do you feel like it's work, Amber? Oh, I gotta unmute you. Okay.
I'm like, I can't. No, so I will touch on that in two ways, honestly. One, when this started, I just ran with excitement. Like, I was just like, holy crap, something is actually making me feel better. And oh my gosh, like, I can get this bonus and get paid on Tuesday, which was, then the VIPs. We were financially strapped. We were in massive medical debt. I was literally crying in my closet 5 of the 7 nights of the week, praying that God would fix me. I didn't know that was going to come in the form of vitamins, but because I felt so much better so quickly, I couldn't shut up about it. So in that sense, it wasn't work. But I will say, as the years have progressed, I have learned I don't ever want to say, but it's not work, because you have to treat it like a business. You can, do this like a hobby. You can sometimes message, you can look like a advertisement on your Facebook and all you post is buy my Thrive, and it's not going to work. But if you treat it like a business and you organize, I'm not very organized, but if you organize like your customer list and okay, I have to reach out to people. I have to keep making new friends, new contacts. One thing for us is because we were already self-employed and we have always networked. Like we meet people, we talk to people, yes, we're in people business. Like that has worked in our favor. But we haven't stopped meeting people and talking to people. And then people are like, well, what's that sticker on your arm? I'm like, oh my gosh, let me send you some info. It's freaking awesome. But that is the thing. It's fun work. I think Janelle said that on here. It's fun work, but you do have to treat it like a business. So I hate saying, oh, it's not work. We just have a lot of fun. Like that, just having a lot of fun is not going to grow your business.
And you know what my favorite thing to say is I've done a lot of things. I've been in corporate, I've been like an entrepreneur building like different kinds of businesses. I've tried to do smaller businesses so that I can stay at home with the kids. Like, you know what I mean? Because at some point in your life, you're like, I don't really want to work. Is there something that I can do that's a little bit more like easy from home, right? Like we've all been there. We've all looked and got curious about some of those things, but this is honestly the easiest thing that I've ever had to do out of all the things that I've done, right? Like working corporate, building businesses. And, it's not easy, like what Amber said, but it really is the easiest thing that I had to do because it aligns with your everyday kind of thing. You get up in the morning, you need energy, right? We're all here to do the same thing, like feed our families and like just be a better person. I would hope, right? If the people around you don't want to be better people, then that's a different story, right? That's a totally different story. So then you got to get in front of like different kind of people. But with rank advancement, okay, I know that you're going to hear the leaders on here and everybody's like motivation and like, like let's go. And, sometimes when we hear that, but it's not showing in our like business and stuff, it gets defeating, right? Or you see people moving faster than you. I want you guys not to compare yourself to other people, but know that it's possible, right? Just be motivated when you see other people doing it. And always look at what you're doing and say, am I doing these things? And if I'm not, where can I set aside the time to do it, right? And really set those goals for yourself. I want you guys to get personal about your why, okay? Like what your why is, like what would that rank advancement do for you? But do not take your losses personally, right? If you get a customer like, no, Thrive is not for me, move on to the next, right? Like let them go with love, but they'll be back one day maybe if you're showing up and they still see that you're there. But don't take your losses personally. Don't get defeated when somebody tells you no. Just move on to the next person. Like get personal about your why. Don't take your losses personally. Those two things, right? You can apply that to anything in this business, whether that's just working at the customer level or, you know, you have a promoter or a team, or if you attach it to the rank, like, yeah, make the rank personal for you, like that you want that rank. But if you don't get it, don't take it personal, right? Just lead with that throughout the whole thing. Because the thing with rank advancement, why it's always like love and hate, is when you see somebody fall off or their team crumbles or something, and then all of a sudden they think it's their fault and they beat themselves up and they're like, I can't do this anymore. And then they end up leaving the company and then they end up coming back, right? Because there's nothing like Lavelle. And then they see and they're reminded, you know what, if I've done it once, I can do it again. And that's really what a lot of this rank advancement is, right? Lavelle has brought it for us in a way that's like, cool, if you haven't hit your rank in 6 months, you get a second chance. And I love that, right? I spoke this morning to my team about, you know, don't be ashamed of the opportunity that you have, right? If you have dropped to a brand promoter and you have 4K in front of your face, do not be ashamed of that. That is such a blessing, right? And you know, Amanda was saying, she was saying like, you know, don't get the like, you know, you don't want to just get your rank advancement for 1 month and like, you know, and not get it again. Yes, that's true. But I have a lot of like, and I'm going to say this because I have a lot of people who I have helped get a rank advancement, and that $500 rank advancement bonus for that first month they got it, and even if they didn't maintain it, it surely did help their family, right? Like coming back, like that 1 month, I have people that came to me like, oh my God, thank you so much for helping me because I got that 1 month. It helped me pay for my kids' dental bills or whatever it was. There's still lifelong thrivers. And that's really important, you guys. Even though they hit it once, maybe they didn't hit it again. You know, we're running at top speed, we're helping people and stuff, but you know, whatever they were able to get, even if they were able to just get that $500 bonus, or, you know, maybe they're 12K, they got that whatever bonus is attached with that, that 1 month really helped them. And they're still here thriving, right? But obviously we want you guys to get the whole thing. We want you guys to succeed and really build a sustainable business, because the bonus is just the cherry on top, right? The whole meal is the actual residual income. Like, you know, example, a business having your back for 10 years and a paycheck coming in on every single Tuesday. That's what you want to build, right? You don't want to build like just fake stuff, right? Fake stuff where you get it once and then you just disappear. Like, you know, it is
Well,
defeating if you build that way.
and I do want to add that say you hit it 1 month and then you drop below and you lose it the next month, the whole payout of that bonus, you have all that time to get yourself back up to there to get the remaining amount of that payout. So just know that if you get it and then all of a sudden like up you fall a little bit below, you still can fight your way back throughout the remaining amount of months that bonus would be paying out. So you can get back up to that rank and continue to get that payout. So when I say that, I mean, I don't like to see a lot of people like throw a ton of volume just to get it. And then, you know, basically them end up in the negative, even with the payout, right? So you want to hit it, you want to run full fledged. But listen, the number one way is that everybody is winning in the process. And when everybody else is winning, you're going to have a happier team, a team that is coming together, a community that's coming together. I mentioned this last night. As you are building your team, create that community within your team. We also kind of discussed promos that I would run for organization. Very early on in my business, it was a lot easier to do whenever my team was like kind of all like kind of smaller, because I would drop these promos and people would they would make money off of it, not only because of the momentum that they got, but the momentum their team got and the excitement that their team got. And then they were hitting ranks and bonuses and so forth. So just know that it is definitely worth running promos. And I still run, you know, I look at legs that are like within reach now and I'm like, okay, here's what we can run, here's what we can do. And it might be like $15 towards shipping, or it might be $25 towards this or whatever. But just know that it takes everybody kind of working towards that in order to get it. So the more community you have along the way, more people are going to be running together, right? And when
I
you
want to
have more
add,
people running, yeah, go ahead.
you can run promos for whoever you want, so if you have like a crazy runaway leg, like a red leg, you're like, oh my God, they don't need me. You can run promos for whoever you want, like one promoter coming in and for their people and stuff like that. And I love what Amanda said. Is just that if you do happen to fall down for 1 month, think about this, okay? We have 4 months to go for this rank advancement. We're already through the first month. And if you hit it, you have 8 to 16 months to keep that rank advancement, right? So as quickly as you can build and get your rank advancement, you still have like 8 to 16 months that you can rebuild at any time, right? That those bonuses are still there for you. They're still very much worth it, right? But besides that, we have those override matching bonuses. If you're like myself and like, a lot of the 200Ks on here, we don't qualify for a rank advancement bonus. That's just like, hey, here, get your rank and you get this fatty bonus. We don't get it, right? We have to do the override matching bonuses and help our people, which is also on the table. So if you guys are running for a rank, that's for everyone. Anyone in this business that's a promoter can get those override matching bonuses, right? You get a 10% override. Even if you had one promoter that was hitting their rank and they're personally signed to you, you're getting a 10% override bonus on that on that promoter, right? So there's so many ways to get paid here, right? What else was there? I have some notes here. I talked about, go
I
ahead.
know I mentioned last night, but I'm going to mention it. And I know I uploaded it onto the Dream Team at one time. And I made this like little example thing like a while ago whenever we had it. But like if you if you just helped people get to the 4K rank advancement, if every single one of you guys were like, you know what, I'm going to help 12 people go 4K, that's $48,000 in override bonuses. Plus you would end up over 40K. So you yourself would end up a 40K. So you would have a 40K rank advancement bonus. If you are just like sitting at brand promoter right now and you said, you know what, I want to go and hit 4K, but I also want to help, 11 other people go after that. Like literally it ends up, and then Angie has a great video. If you go to our cloud office and you look under resources in the training, she talks about waiting room. So utilize your cloud office. And like Angela, literally her training is excellent. You guys, I watched it this morning. I was actually she mentioned watching some of the trainings last night. They revamped all of our cloud training. Okay. Go and look at it.
Ooh,
Because
I want to go.
yeah, it's all upgrade, like it's all updated and it's broke down from brand promoter to 4K, 12K.
Ooh,
It's broke down completely, getting momentum, getting samples out, duplication. Plus they have the Thrive breakout session, like the Thrive Palooza breakout sessions and the different trainings. Like it is literally incredible, you guys. So if you're somebody that's like, I've been in for a while, I don't really know where to start there. Start there watching a few, and listen, they're like a couple minute clips each, right? And there was like one interview that I was watching that's like somebody came in and in their first 30 days they had signed 28 customers and promoters, and somebody, like the person interviewing, was like, well, what did you do that? And like her goal was literally from the moment she started, she posted that she even hit VIP 800, VIP 1600 before she even got her sample pack. And it's because she literally went live on her Facebook, or went and made a post on her Facebook saying, I'm getting ready to start this and I can't wait. Anybody else that wants to try it, let me know. And then she built a team and she ended up signing like 28 people in her first 30 days, and created this massive momentum just because her excitement about the way that she was getting ready to feel and what she was going after. And when people know where you're going, what it's going to do for you, they can then relate to it. So go check out those trainings. That's very highly something to do. But like I said, if you help 12 people go 4K, not only are you going to end up with a 40K rank advancement bonus, but you're going to have 48,000 at minimum, 48,000 for 12 people going 4K in matching bonuses, because you'll get 100% on 12, right? And that's incredible. That's $88,000 in bonuses.
So I'm going to give you guys some tips too, like action item tips for you, for the people who are coming into your business and stuff that, maybe they've fallen off. One of the most important things, right, is what is the main reason why people don't get these rank advancement bonuses or whatever, right? It's really consistency, right? Like what they're doing, consistency and being intentional, right? So the first thing to do if you guys want to get consistent with this business, if you have problems with being consistent with your work, like showing up and stuff like that, like start plugging into the Zooms, okay? Like set those times aside where you're going to hop onto the Zooms, because when you come onto these training Zooms, like a lot of them are motivational some of the time, which you definitely need because you need it, right? But hop onto the training Zooms, because a lot of the time on Monday nights or whatever, if you're hopping on like mine and Amanda's Monday night, we're telling you exactly what to work on this week and what to focus on, right? So if you don't know what to do, if you're like, I don't know what to do, hop onto the Zooms and just implement what we are talking about that week, because we're literally leading you, right? Even towards the end of the month, we're talking about month end stuff. We're teaching you guys how to like reach out and get people to thrive for free, but it takes plugging in and applying what you learn, right? So stay plugged in. If you have those problems thinking like, what am I going to do this week, or what am I supposed to do, right? Just follow what we're doing on the Zoom, whatever we're talking about, right? Next thing is your team, right? Ask your team to start plugging back in. That is basically how to restart their business. After they've been hopping on for a couple of Zooms, you're going to start seeing a little bit more momentum. They're probably going to start posting more. They're going to start talking to people about Thrive. That is how you restart your business. It's just really getting plugged back in. And being a student again, right? Like making the time to hop back in and like really listen to the Zooms and stuff, right? If a lot of this stuff you maybe know already, but you need to be reminded, right? And you have to go and apply it. And I had a really simple thing to focus, like that I put it in the chats yesterday, was what should we be doing in our business every day? Focus on posting on social media, right? Talk to your audience. Don't just talk about Thrive by itself. You guys have to also talk about that there is an opportunity, right? If you don't talk about the opportunity, nobody knows that it's there. And then, little focus, customers, promoters, VIP, waiting room, right? Those four things, those are the four things that basically our whole business is built upon, right? If you're just signing customers, but you're not flipping anybody over to promoter, you're not going to grow. You're not going to multiply, right? You're not going to be able to multiply your business. It's just going to be a constant like customer retail base, and it's going to be you working a lot alone, right? And you don't want that. You definitely want to be able to build a team. There's an art to it, of course, like getting promoters. And anytime that you come to a point where you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this, right? Like I have somebody who's interested in the opportunity. I don't know what to do with them next, right? That's when you reach out to your upline. Reach out to whoever is still working in your business. Like maybe your direct upline left, go up higher, right? If you don't know who that is, you guys can message support and you guys can say like, hey, my upline's not working. Can you please tell me the next 3 that are direct to me so that I can reach out to them because I need some help, right? So those are things that you guys can do. And like it's our VIP system is a very, very simple system, you guys. And I know like a lot of the time when we talk about VIP, we talk about like, oh, these are your bonuses and stuff, the first things that come in. But really what VIP is meant to do is to teach you the building habits of our business. Okay. Like getting a customer, getting a promoter, and like it comes with a reward in those first 2 weeks, but it's really just teaching you habit, right? Habit of how to build, because if you get that one customer on Thrive and then you help them thrive for free, that brings 3 people into your organization, right? If you happen to get them to hop over to a promoter, it spreads even faster, right? Because they got to bring the customer, the promoter. VIP 1600 is literally 8 new people, 9 new people if you count the promoter into your business, right? That's how you can grow your numbers, right? Angela talked about yesterday. It's basically a numbers game, right? People are not just numbers, but if you want to grow your organization, it is a numbers game. If you talk to 10 people, you might get 1 or 2 that sign, right? It literally is just that. But your efforts, when you do talk to that many people, they'll eventually come back to you, right? The 10 people you talk to today, they might not sign with you today. They might trickle in later, years later, months later, whatever it is. When I first started this business and I was sending out samples, there was tons of samples I sent out. They didn't come back to me until 6 months later when they were ready, right? Like they might have thought they were ready and dabbled and like, hey, Jackie, I want to try a sample and all that stuff. But I didn't take it personal when they didn't like, I was sending a lot of samples out, 20 samples a week, like it was that crazy. Because then same thing, like, I had a network, but I didn't have any experience. And, I mean, I think even Amber she had a network. Everybody has a network, first of all, right? But she didn't have any experience. Like a lot of us didn't have any experience. So you do not need experience to do this business, but you do need a network. And here's the thing. Everybody has a network because you went to an elementary school, right? You've got friends from elementary school. You maybe went to a middle school if you guys have those in your area. Like, you have different schools that you went to, different friends every single year. You were in a different classroom every single year. Every classroom you've ever been in and people that you remember, they are your network, right? Like everybody has a network, right? I see Amanda.
Yeah, because I really want to bank on that. You guys, I started out in this industry 11 years ago, and I literally had 200 friends on Facebook. And when I go back to my friends list and I sort it from my oldest to my newest, it was literally people that I went to nursing school with first, because it was like right around the time that I was graduating from the nursing program. And when Facebook was like coming out, those next people that were added were people that I was working with and people that I went to high school with. Okay. That I added. And like, I literally do this on a regular basis. I was going down through because there's inactive accounts and I remove people. And some people have like 3 and 4 accounts and so forth. Right. Anyways, I was going down through my list yesterday and I want to encourage you. First off, if you just type up or print up the 54321 worksheet and you really, really get focused on doing that. And I'm not talking about you're just going to be doing the 54321, because if you are like really trying to go balls to the wall and hit some things and create momentum, you've got to do more than just the 54321. All right. You have to do more. But if you just need a place to start, that's a perfect place to start. Are you getting a post up? Are you sharing consistently? Are you following up? Are you reaching out? Are you adding to your network? You absolutely are talking to the same people every single day if you are not adding to your network, if you are not interacting with your network. I do want to zone in because we have so many different social media platforms right now. Find one that you can focus on. Focus on one. All right. You can still post on the others, but find one that you are going to be very diligent on where your reach outs are, where you're adding at, where you're interacting at, because when you don't know where you're going, you're not going to end up there. When you don't know what to focus on, you're going to focus on nothing. You're going to be focused everywhere, right? So if you are staying focused on the 54321, keeping to the basics, we know, get people on Thrive. All right, great. You've got samples out. Now it doesn't do any good if you don't follow up with them. It doesn't do any good if you're not making sure how they're feeling, how their Thrive experience is. If you are not, and if you are afraid of closing, get them in a 3-way chat with one of your uplines. Okay. 3-way chats are not underrated. I am here because of a 3-way chat. I am here because a friend said, you need to try this. And I said, no way. She said, yes way. Will you at least get on this 3-way call? Sure. Okay. Whatever. I did. Yes. Okay. Well, if this does what you say it's going to do, I'm going to tell everybody. And by golly, it sure did. And then I said, all right, beat you to 200K. And then I went for a race. And that's literally my story. But I was not somebody that was like, yeah, sure, put me in a 3-way chat. I didn't want to, but I did because my friend who I trusted asked me to.
I want
Right.
to give another tip too, because some of you guys, if you guys have friends and like that are kind of like, yeah, like you don't want to be put in a 3-way chat, right? Like Lena and I don't think she's on here, but Lena, when she has an issue with her, like with a customer, like her customer said, oh, I'm having like skin irritation, just one of the things that like happens, right? She asked me like, oh, my customer's having skin irritation. And then I will respond to her in a very like professional way that is like just giving her advice, right? Like for example, I'll say like, oh, it's probably the weather or, whatever. She can probably try to, either place it in a different area. And if that doesn't change, then just take off the DFT for a couple days and retry it again later, right? I will always lead back to try it again later. a solution for the customer, but I write it in a text where like she can literally screenshot it and send it to her customer. So she's like, oh, here, like this is I talked to, one of my girlfriends, she has more experience than me. This is what she said, right? So I type it in a way that's like appropriate for her to screenshot it and send it. And we talked about it later. She's like, thanks for typing it out that way. Like, we're doing it in a very professional way, like not talking bad or anything like that. But that is another very powerful way for like a third party validation to help your customer, right? You're a promoter and your customer. Because sometimes there are people that are like, don't put me on a phone with a stranger. Like, you know what I mean? They're just, they're like that. But in the comments too, okay, so I also like if you guys are getting like really intentional, how to maintain your ranks and your volume, right? Like it just is really simple, right? Get people on Thrive, just stay talking to people, do your best to get people on Thrive. If you guys have people on Thrive, take them to the next step, right? There is literally a next step for everyone because it's always going to be, how are you feeling, right? Do you know anyone that can use this? Has anyone asked you about your DFT, right? Asking some of those questions and stuff and really getting them like feeling like they're having a good experience and maybe they'll want to share, right? So always take people to the next step, whether that is asking for their next order, right? Or seeing what they're going to order on their next order, asking them if they have anyone that they would like to share it with so that they can thrive for free. If they are super excited about the 3 steps and they're just waking up and they're starting to tell you rise and thrive, you might want to ask them, hey, have you ever thought about promoting this? I really see that you love this, right? Just taking people to the next step constantly. And then the other thing with retention, especially during this season, we have My Fresh Meals coming up, right? Focus on the new business that we have coming in, because that's literally a brand new business that can just drop a bomb of volume into your business, right? Especially if you've been building, you already have a customer base, whether they've been on the 3 steps lately or not, you guys can always, like, it's a new product, right? They might want to try it. You guys have an existing database of customers, right? It's just, tap into them. Also with auto ships, right? Auto ships is a really, really good way to retain your rank. Something that I never overlooked, like I have always been in my auto ship reports, like how much are we expecting this month? A little secret, to build your business. Like back when I first started building and I was trying to get to, 200K rank and everything, I would try to make sure that at least 60% of my volume was coming through reoccurring auto ships. Yes, people are going to turn it on and turn it off because maybe they're not ready for it. Maybe they hopped on a sale. Maybe they skipped it to the next month. But I want to see that those numbers are healthy. Like when I log in there and I'm like, oh my God, I got 60% that could possibly come through, but I don't just rely on it, right? Because it's not fully accurate, but a lot of it will run, right? A lot of it will run. And then the rest of like the 40% or however much, I'm just saying like, that's kind of like a healthy number, right? Yours might look higher, which is great. If it looks a little bit lower, you guys got to get your teams better about retaining people and keeping their auto ship on, or like not putting verbiage into your like messages that just tells them to turn it off. Because if they just turn it off, they have to go back in there and turn it back on again, right? So postpone your auto ship, or maybe like skip this month, and when are you ready for your next order? Like things like that, not getting them to put the kill switch, because if they kill it, then you really you got to do more work to go revive them and get them back in, right? Yeah, what is that? My Fresh Meals numbers?
Yeah, I keep on saying, forget I was muting. So I just put a very brief, and you got to understand this is, you plus 1 other or 10 other people focused on 10 customers, 10 promoters, right? So it ultimately ends up being a lot of people. So please don't look at that number and say, oh, whoa, holy moly. But that's a lot of people focused on 10 customers and 10 promoters each, plus you being 10 and 10. But you guys, the numbers add up very, very quickly. I didn't add the pay in there or anything like that, but let's just put it this way. It's a lot. Whenever you teach this, what you focus on is what will grow. Okay. So these meals, people might not have been super duper excited or jump on the ball right away, but once you get it and you try it, it's like anything else. That's when you're going to be most passionate about it, most excited about it. I was talking about last night, a lot of nurses I work with, I'm going to order just a shipment of these to take to the hospital. Obviously, Nurses Week isn't for a while, but I know when I worked midnights and when I worked at the hospital, we always door dashed and we always had to order out. And the meals were very expensive, plus the tip, plus the delivery fees, and they were not ever healthy. And there were hardly ever any places open, right? And prepping meals was like a big thing that we had to focus on as nurses, and we wanted healthy. A lot of nurses meal prep, and a lot of nurses are always trying to lose weight, okay? Because we know we eat like fast and on like 2 seconds, like shoving what we can in. So I'm going to be dropping them off to the hospital to my like old coworkers, because that is a huge thing that I know that will be beneficial for them. So anyways, I know by introducing them to these My Fresh meals, just like I did with samples way back in the day, it'll be something that they'll be like, oh wow, that's very convenient.
You
I
know,
need to order
I
these.
used to say that too. It's just like, like obviously you're going to hear a lot of leaders. Everybody leads differently when it comes to like samples and stuff. I have been someone like, I don't charge all the time for samples, right? I do put value on it. Like I make them get a free account and make them do all those things. But usually what I
Funnel.
say when I give somebody a sample is like, this is amazing. Like it's on me. It's kind of like me treating you to a meal, because a sample pack is literally the same price as like treating somebody to a meal, right? And I would talk about that in my stories too, like out loud. I'll say, hey, if you ever got a sample pack from me, like that was not free. That's basically like me treating you out to a meal. And now we have My Fresh meals, right? I saw the little mini compensation plan of the My Fresh meals, which may change in the future, right? But when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, like this is, if you guys know anyone that is a waitress, that is a server, like imagine like you work at a restaurant, right? And there's servers and they're all like, they all have each other's backs and they're like waiting on tables and stuff. They make money on tips, right? This is basically, our compensation plan is basically like us getting a tip and splitting, like, it's the amounts right now, they're not like crazy, but because Le-Vel's literally not really making money on My Fresh meals. They're doing it more for customer acquisition, because the eating clean part will eventually lead to people saying, hey, I want to try these 3 steps and these vitamins. This food is amazing, right? I love that I'm eating cleaner. I really want to get healthy, right? They're going to start seeing those things. It's really just more exposure. But yeah, there is an opportunity behind it, right? Like just imagine if you are a server or a waiter, or anyone like that. This is basically them making tips. Like if they serve 10 people, they're getting tips, right? If they serve 10 families where they're picking up these meals and stuff, it's basically like gratuity, which I love. I saw that and I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, we literally just opened up a restaurant, right? We are a restaurant now.
I keep on going to talk, and you guys look at, I was like doing the breakdown on like, okay, well, if it was the 14 meal pack or the 8 meal pack, and I focused on helping 10 people get started this week, what would that mean for payout? And honestly, like, I think it honestly gives people the opportunity that they need a set number that they need to make every week. They literally could do it by focusing on exactly on that. If they help this number of people get started on this, just like you could with your fast start bonuses. If you helped somebody get a upgrade pack this week, you know exactly what's coming in fast start wise, not counting whatever, but it helps you guarantee you know exactly what you're getting. And while this is something that people need to realize, is that people, your target audience, it has been, whoever you're reaching right now, we are opening the door for a whole nother audience, and those people are going to be introduced to the supplements are going to introduce people to these My Fresh meals, people that maybe have ordered different meal delivery systems. One of the ladies on my team, funny enough, her husband had ordered from another company that it shipped to her house this week, and she's like, what in the world? She didn't expect it to be launching till later on the month. And she opens up the door after ordering her My Fresh meals the other day to a delivery that her husband had ordered. And it's just because he was excited about getting these meals, but didn't think it was going to be till later on in the month when we had them launched and when we would be getting them. So they got like these meals. And she's like, but you know what? She's taking it as, now I'll be able to compare it a little bit on the experience, and she'll be able to, because she never had a meal delivery system before. So she was like, I'll be able to kind of like see how beneficial and so forth and
Did
easy.
I
And
did
yeah.
I hear Maria say that someone is getting their My Fresh meals? Like,
Okay, so I'll touch on that, and I was gonna tell everybody because couple things on the meals, but I'll touch on that first. Is on so for me on Friday, because I have a UPS My Choice account, so I got an email from UPS on Friday. Your package is being delivered tomorrow by 7 p.m. and it said from Lavelle, and I was like, wait, what?
that's today?
And this was on Friday, and
Oh.
we were out of town, so I was kind of freaking out. But then on Saturday, I got an update email that said your delivery has changed, and all it says is label created. So if you're getting something that says your package has shipped, don't get your hopes up is what I'm trying to say, because what's happening, and this is just my assumption from previous deliveries that have done this, the labels being created, right? So they're creating the labels, they're getting everything ready. Your order, I still don't think it's coming until, like he said, closer to February 9th or somewhere soon before that, right? But you can click it and it's going to say shipped. But if you go to actual details, it's going to say label created, no delivery date known yet. So you can just keep checking that. So don't be like, oh, it said it shipped and now it's taken 2 weeks. Like, don't freak out is my point. And don't get your hopes up. But the other thing on that, but I love that they're already getting labels ready, right? Like they're ready. So I love that. I was going to say too, on the My Fresh meals. So here is something, because I'm always like, now you don't know what you don't know until you know it, and you can't unlearn what you know. I think Mari and I say that all the time. I think I kind of got that from her. But when we started this, we were just running, right? And then we started getting the negative. And for me, I'm a people pleaser. I never want anybody to think I'm a scammer. I don't want anybody to think I'm doing something, just because I want sales or just because I want money, and it slowed me down. It did not slow Maria down. But it slowed me down. And I want you to kind of take that, because what I'm noticing now, it doesn't slow me down now. But what I'm noticing now is, there's some people that are commenting on other posts. Oh, that's too expensive. Or, oh, I can get this for cheaper here. Or I can do this for cheaper. Right now, that's not your consumer. That is not your target market. Though those ones that are doing that, okay, great. Like come back to them later, right? I've had a couple of people like, oh, that's kind of pricey. And I'm like, it's really not. Like, if you look at the breakdown, it's not pricey. And I love that it's farm to table. Like, I have a quick little objection, but I'm not focused on it, right? I'm like, it's not, this is farm to table, fresh ingredients. This is a big deal. If you want to keep ordering that $7 meal that's full of a list of ingredients this long that you can't pronounce, that's great. I completely understand if you're having to only do it for price reasons. I'm doing this for health purposes as well. Like just quick and simple. But in that same sentence, or it's not sentence, but in that same time frame that I saw the negative, I had 2 customers of mine that just went in and pre-ordered. Like they just went and pre-ordered, and they commented on my post. I was like, yes, so it was important to them. They ordered. The ones that are negative and already aren't buying my Thrive, those are not my current target market. That is not who I'm focusing on. So when you get those negatives, just, go to your upline if you need to. Hey, what should I do or say here? But just move on, right? There are people that spend $8 on a freaking coffee twice a day. So let me tell you that there are people that will buy our meals. There are people that will do this. There are people that buy.
Download any fast food app. I dare you right now, and put in Chick-fil-A. Okay, just for example, it's one of the ones I did was like a Chick-fil-A club sandwich meal with whatever size fry and whatever size drink it comes with. It comes to like $12, almost $13. Go in and do the same thing for a McDonald's meal on their app. again, same thing. If you go in and you put into DoorDash every single meal, like from a restaurant, I guarantee you're going to be spending probably anywhere between $13 to $20 per meal, not counting the service fee, not counting the tip. You're going to spend almost as much on a, just say, family of 5, on that entire one meal that you guys decided to order on DoorDash as what you would getting 8 meals from
Yeah,
this delivery.
exactly. And there are going to be people that this is not within their price range, and that's fine. So like I said, that's not your target market right now. I want to back up before we finish this and touch on what y'all were talking about your network. Okay. One, dig in. I personally, the best place, if you're like, I don't know where to start in my network, I don't know, the best place in my opinion, like with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is to start with birthdays and memories. In your Facebook, you can type in birthdays, and it's going to tell you who all's birthday is today and the last several days. Just shoot them a message. Happy birthday. A direct personal message. It can be whatever you want it to be. Memories. Dig in, type in memories in your search bar, and it's going to come up memories on this day. And you can go and see, I go see my memories because right now both my kids are officially adults, and I'm really sad about that. And I go back to see their baby faces. But I also see people that, it's like a memory jogger of who I haven't interacted with in a while. Oh, they're not in my feed anymore, or oh, this, or oh, they were thriving with me, or oh, that was so awesome when they, hit their VIPs or whatever. And I will either go comment on the memory that brings it back up, and sends them a notification, or I will screenshot it and go send them a message. So, or even sometimes it just reminds me, oh, that girl from high school I haven't interacted with in 6 years. I'll just click on her name and go interact with her, and it's going to put her back in my feed. So those two things, in my opinion, are great starter point memory joggers to how do I grow my network through my current feed. And then also growing your network through groups, like working those groups. You're not in the groups to spam them about Thrive. You're in the groups to create new contacts. You're in the groups to bring people into your Facebook space that, hey, I really gel with this person. And if we lived in the same town, we would be having lunch. Like, that's how I grow my network to people that are then going to know, like, and trust me, because we got a lot of stuff in common. So I just wanted to touch on that when she was talking network. Jackie, I think there she is. I'll hand it back to y'all. This was amazing. I hope you all took lots of notes.
Anyway, it's payday, you guys. We literally just got paid. So, go check your paychecks, go transfer out your commissions and all that stuff. And if your paycheck is not what you want it to be, like, make it a goal. Like, you know what? And here's the thing too, with a lot of us start this and we don't do it for money, right? Like, we never I didn't come in this trying to think that I was going to build a business, but like, talking about money on social media and stuff on your stories, sometimes it gets uncomfortable, but you guys have to heal that relationship too with you and money, right? Like, don't count other people's dollars and think that, oh, they won't spend money on this. Like what Amanda's saying, like, they will spend money on meals. They can afford it, right? And also that you are worthy of making money with Lavelle, right? And you're not just like getting it for no reason, right? You're actually servicing people, you're helping people. Put a value on your time, right? Like, put a value on your time. And when you are getting a customer on Thrive, you should not feel guilty, because you're going to be there to help them, right? You're literally going to be there to help them. Same thing with your team. Don't feel uncomfortable about getting into one of your promoters' inboxes and trying to help them, because you are doing them a service and you're getting paid for it, right?
Absolutely. And I just want to say 2 things before we get off here. One, every single one of you guys on here can absolutely help at least one person in your network, yourself included, right? Can help at least one person. But Angela just said something over here in the comments that I want to bring and I want to say out loud. She just said, she built on warm and cold market, but she's going with these My Fresh meals to her warm market, and she's asking her 10 friends and family, and she might only get 1 or 2. Okay. That's okay. you guys. Not everybody it's going to be for everyone. However, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. Remember that. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And that is with Thrive. That is with these My Fresh Meals. That is with the opportunity. That is every single thing. If you don't let people know what you have, they can't know that you're serious about anything that you're doing, and they have to know I'm not going to join somebody or order from somebody that's not serious about what they're doing because I want help. So just remember that. And then somebody else also over here said they've already spent over $1,000 since the beginning of the year on on DoorDash.
She's a new mama too. She doesn't have time to like cook and stuff. Like she literally just had a new baby, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, just take advantage of this opportunity, you guys. We have
Yep.
opportunities within our opportunity right now, right? The timing has like the timing right now is like crazy with like, yeah, Ange just said, she's like, I'm ready. It's timing. It really is. It really, really, really is. We have a brand new business that Lavelle has given to us. Think of yourselves as like, you know, like waiters and waitresses getting like a tip, right? They work for tips. Go reach out to them and be like, hey, like, are you open to other opportunities? I know you're a waitress, or I know you're a server, and like we like this is residual. Like they don't even have to come into your restaurant to eat with you. They just have to order it online, right? This is the way out.
Absolutely. And then also one last thing I'm going to say, and then we'll end this call. Take the lead on this. Take the lead on this for your opportunity, what you want to create with what you have in front of you. I can tell you that, I didn't wait in any chance of, I didn't wait at all for anybody else to lead the way for me to get to where I wanted to get to. I went live. I created opportunity events. I sampled out. I was doing three-way chats. I took the lead. All right. So if you want to go and you want to run for this, I'm telling you, don't wait for other people to do it for you. Take the lead, go live, hit the live button, start getting samples into people's hands, create an opportunity event. You and some of your people jump on it. Just you jump on it. It doesn't matter. But literally just get focused on where you're heading. And I promise you, other people are going to join you along the way. So with that said, everybody have an incredible day. Go switch over your payday, or switch over your pay. And yeah, like Jackie said, people don't even have to like talk to you really. They just need to hit their button and their meals are going to be delivered to their door. That's everybody eats. So, and really it's actually very affordable. Like I said, if you go and look up other meals and other things, it's very affordable.
You know what? I love that. Put it in your social media today. If you guys are posting about My Fresh Meals, everybody eats. There's so much meaning behind that, right? Because one, now we have food. Two, we have an opportunity, and if they're sharing the opportunity, then everybody eats, right? So share that.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Guys, have a good day.